Well, it's the biggest music event of the year, the 54th Annual Grammy Awards, and we've assembled an all-star cast of our brightest music minds here at the Wall Street Journal. Jim Facili, also John Jurgensen, and Chris Farley. Guys, some major headlines here. First of all, we're going to see Adele in a post-vocal cord surgery performance. Also, the controversial Chris Brown coming back to perform, and also a return of the Beach Boys. But are those the biggest headlines that we should be looking for?
People have been waiting to have her come back and perform for a long time. Her album sold without her, which I'm sure a lot of artists are envying the fact she can sell artists and not actually be present on American television. But the Chris Brown thing is something people are going to be talking about a lot, because there's still a lot of anger over the whole Rihanna incident. They're both going to be on hand for these awards. People are looking for fireworks, but I know a lot of people don't want to play his music.
Which makes you think about the statement the Recording Academy is sending by bringing him back. I mean, stoking the fires of controversy and some ratings possibly, but...
And it all comes down to that almighty dollar, right?
Well, I think this is the key issue whenever you're discussing the Grammys. I mean, I think it's disingenuous to think of it as a music award program. It's a marketing award program. And it's more and more designed to be TV entertainment rather than a celebration of the past year in music.
There was a shock last year with Esperanza Spalding, who actually upset Justin Bieber and Drake to become Best New Artist, and that was kind of a stark departure from that whole. Any picks for this year for that?
And Nicki Minaj. I think Nicki Minaj
she should win it,
is going to win. I think she should win. There are other some sort of worthy candidates out there, but it was a terrific album. She was everywhere, so I'd like to see her, go home with it.
Yeah, if you measured it by ubiquity and how many appearances she had on award shows, cameos on other people's records, I mean, hands down, and by sales.
It goes back to your whole thing that it's about marketing, and she's a part of the marketing machine. Isn't that part of it?
Yeah, but yes, but you could defend the album as high quality. I mean,
most definitely.
It's much like Adele. I mean, Adele's album is superb. And just because she's nominated in every category and might appear to be part of this marketing strategy, there's actual quality there.
Is there a point that it goes too far?
Well, I mean, I think it's gone too far for a while now. I don't think the Grammys are indicative of what's going on in today's music scene. I think it's pretty weak soup.
I mean, I think that everyone wants the Grammys to be all things to all people. I mean, you can't, if you took away those big glossy stars, the Katy Perrys and the Nickis and the Gagas, well, how would you justify that?
We can't be shocked by people wanting to market music. I mean, this has been going on since there's been recorded music. People market people, they come up with images, they change their names, they go out there and sell their music. This is not a new thing. But it is always an ongoing outrage who gets ignored and who doesn't get nominated in some of these categories.
One thing I found very troubling is that once upon a time there were 109 categories. Now there are only 78. And the 31 they cut were mostly in the marginal categories, where people who could really profit from having won a Grammy, to go from here to here.
And this is at a time where the industry is more fragmented than ever. So to consolidate the awards base, that's a problem, right?
But if the point is to promote music, to promote good music, it's too bad there are actually going to be fewer musicians able to get their names out there and to sell their music.
Whether or not they were on stage or not.
Exactly. Because if you can run around saying, I got a Grammy, in whatever category, it helps your career, it helps build credibility, and maybe it helps bring some interest into whatever tiny category you're nominated for. And now we're going to see these larger categories, some of which don't need any help from the public to sell more records. And I think that's really sad. It's not a good thing for American music in the end.
Are the Grammys as relevant as they used to be?
Well, I don't know that they've ever been relevant in determining what really is the best music that's currently available. You don't see a lot of Grammy wins by the Beatles, for example. Motown won its share of Grammys, but probably not as many as they should have. I think that if we acknowledge that Grammys are for major label artists who have been marketed heavily, and it's a night of celebration of a certain segment of music, then they're fine. But if you think they represent what's happening in the music scene overall, then they're actually detrimental.
I mean, you could see them making moves to try and be relevant and to try and keep up. I mean, we talked earlier about the the emergence of the dance and electronic music category. I mean, the category has always been there, but those artists have come on so strong.
They've taken over. They've
come on so strong in the past few years. So, I mean, if you saw like, Skrillex win the Best New Artist, I mean, I think that would be a huge surprise if he did. But that would be a big mark for that genre.
And if anyone is qualified to weigh in on this, it's this panel of guests. Thank you so much. And with this all-star panel of Wall Street Journal music experts, I'm Lee Hawkins. We'll see you next time.